Hi and welcome back to Whitetail Acres Farm. So today we're going to be making something that many of us grew up on, Pop-Tarts. Except we're making the homemade version because let's be honest, the Pop-Tarts that you get at the store don't have any good ingredients in them. So to put in perspective, 1 pack of Pop-Tarts from the store, which is 2 Pop-Tarts, has somewhere around 400 calories, 70 grams of carbs, and about 4 teaspoons of sugar. And then on top of that, there's high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, and then a preservative called TBHQ, which is actually derived from petroleum. Yum. And then there's artificial dyes like Red 40. So really, they have very little nutritional value and are chock full of stuff you don't want in your body, let alone be giving to your kids to eat as a snack or a breakfast food that they're going to need to hold themselves over for the day. And I get it, it's convenient. But all they do is just spike your blood sugar, make you crash and feel hungry an hour later, and it's just not good for you. So our family wanted something better, and this is what we found. And now here's the fun part. We're using sourdough discard. You know, the stuff that most people pour out and throw away when they have to feed their starter. It's actually perfect for pastry dough. The fermentation of the sourdough actually gives it a little bit of a tangy flavor, which pairs just perfectly with the sweetness of the jams or whatever you're putting inside it. And it also makes the crust incredible. Okay, so let's get started. The ingredients you're going to need are simple. 2 cups of flour. You can use all-purpose flour. I decided to use my milling machine and milled some fresh flour, but it doesn't matter which you use. 1/4 cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of salt, 16 tablespoons of cold crumbled butter, and sourdough discard. Now you're going to want to get the flour, pour it in a bowl, and add the sugar and the salt. And then using a whisk, you can just mix it up just enough so that way it's all mixed together and incorporated. Now we're going to add in the butter. You can just use a cheese grater and grate the butter right over the bowl. I like to just chop it up and then add it in. And now we're going to just give it a mix. You don't want to overmix, you just want to incorporate it really well. I like using the spatula here. You can use a fork. Just make sure it's just quickly mixed in there. Then get your sourdough discard. We're going to want to add 1 cup of the discard. And again, we just want to incorporate all the ingredients together. Just make sure it's well mixed. You just don't want to over mix, so just be careful of that. Once the ingredients are all mixed together, I like to use my hands and just scoop some out. We want to make 2 dough balls, so just try to split it up evenly and press the dough balls together. And then gently just press the dough balls down into more of a sphere shape. It does get a little bit crumbly, don't worry, just add the little crumbles back in and keep pressing. Once that's done, go ahead and get some saran wrap or plastic wrap, and we're going to put those sphere dough balls right in the center of the wrap. Gently wrap it up so that way you can go into the refrigerator and chill. Now you have to keep it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. Some recipes say you can have it in there for up to 3 days. I recommend only putting it in for an hour or 2 because trust me, your family is going to be anxious for you to get it cooked so that way they can enjoy it. Now, while the dough is chilling, if you're enjoying this kind of content, from scratch recipes, homesteading projects, and just honest life on the farm, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more kitchen fun along with all of our other farm adventures. We would love to have you join us. Okay, let's go get it out of the fridge. Now that it's chilled, we're going to put it on a lightly floured surface. And then roll it out into a rectangle. Okay, that's pretty good. And now we're just going to trim up the edges. And we're going to cut it in half and in half again. This is the fun part. This is where you can get pretty creative and you can add any kind of jam that you want to the inside of the Pop-Tart. Today, we're going to use some homemade strawberry jam. And we want to just put maybe a tablespoon or two in there, depending on how big your squares are. And before we put these pieces together, we're going to want to get an egg and whip that up a little bit. And now we're going to get the egg and we're just going to lightly spread it on the inside all the way around the perimeter. Now we're going to put the top onto the bottom, just like that. And we're going to want to get a fork and press all around the sides because we want to be able to really pinch the edges together so that way all of that really good filling just stays inside it and it doesn't come out when it's baking. It also makes it look really pretty. And now we're just going to do the same thing with our other dough. With some of the leftover eggs, you can just spread that over the top of the Pop-Tarts. And now they just go into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees. These smell absolutely amazing. And now we have to wait for them to cool completely, and then we can add the glaze and enjoy them. Okay, these have cooled and we are ready to make the icing. And the icing is super simple. It's just 1 cup of powdered sugar, and then we're going to add just 1 tablespoon of milk. There's recipes too where you can use water, but this one we're going to try milk. We add that in and we're just going to stir it up until all that sugar melts and we get a nice glaze. And there you are. Looks amazing. Smells so good too. And you got that flaky, buttery crust, the nice sweet glaze, and so much more fresh filling than you'd ever get from a store-bought Pop-Tart. And the best part is no high fructose corn syrup, no TBHQ, no red 40, just a few simple ingredients that you probably already have in your kitchen, and you can make a nice classic snack or breakfast that's so much healthier and tastier. And here's something else. You can even freeze these. You can either prepare them and then freeze them without baking them, or you can bake them like I did and then put them in the freezer. And then you get a quick, high quality breakfast ready to go whenever you need it. So much better and healthier than reaching for that foil packet. Drop in the comments if you decided to make this recipe and what you thought of it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.